Welcome to Developing Me, We, and You, where real people, real projects, and real change come together. Brent Lyle, hello, is a community developer, connector, and unapologetic champion for Black economic power. As Director of Economic Development at Flanner House, Brent leads initiatives that turn vacant lots into vibrant homes, provide culturally rooted wellness, and anchor cooperative wealth for families in the near northwest area of Indianapolis. He's a property producer, a mindset shifter, and a fierce advocate for legacy through ownership. Welcome.
Much appreciated. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. I know we already.
This is cool.
Yeah, this is cool. We already got into a lot of things. We talk about your intro in Black economic power. We were talking about the gas stations and the opportunities to come together and what that looks like. What's in your head? I know there's something.
We live in a world where it's essential to have some money. You have to have it to live. But where does it come from? How do you generate it? How do you keep it going once you do? And there are some communities that have figured that out in ways that work for them. And I think largely, especially in the Black communities here in Indianapolis, there aren't enough success stories in places where we know concretely that that's happening. And I think we could do something about that.
Have you been a part of, well, I think now I feel like I already know the answer to this question, but what kind of initiatives have you been a part of that make sure that, one, Black people have a seat at the table and that they are prepared for whatever opportunity arises?
Yeah, I'm really encouraged. I feel like since the pandemic, there have been a number of different initiatives that have kind of cropped up that are, at least culturally, attempting to move the needle for developers and people in the real estate space. It's a huge box, real estate is. But in the development space especially, but we're entering into a political environment where it's not okay to title it and say what it is and who it's for. So now we're having a philosophical and political battle over titles instead of outcomes. And I think it's really interesting. So, you know, there's a number of different initiatives, like I said, that have popped up that I've personally been able to go through, experience, and learn from. Urban Land Institute has a READY program that was, READY alum, right? That was designed to be able to break down some of those walls and turn them into maybe fences and gates instead, to where if you want to come and learn about this very complex world of real estate, you're welcome. You're welcome to come and read the books that everybody else gets to read. And as a matter of fact, when I was in the READY program, I said it out loud. And I'm that type of person where I'm really learning just personally not to shy away from hard conversations. And I actually said in the room that going through this program felt like I was finally allowed to be in a space where my success and what I want to achieve in my life in terms of real estate actually can come true in real life instead of just being imaginary in my head.
Shout out to READY.
Yeah.
Urban Land Institute.
So READY is one. Jumpstart in Martindale Brightwood is another one that's really dope. And ultimately, it comes down to not only the curriculum of what you learn, but where can you apply it?
Yeah.
Where do you have access to execute it? And who's doing the connecting and teaching? All of those different things have to be soundly sort of put into a box and handed to people so that the experience feels worthwhile and it feels like you can actually do something with what you learned, rather than how most people go through school and just sit in a room and read from a book and not know what to do with it next. So being put into these rooms has been really fulfilling, to be able to be a part of projects where I can actually do the things that I'm learning.
Yeah. So tell us about that. What has that been like? So I can't remember if we were in READY together, or did you do READY after Jumpstart?
Before.
Before?
Hmm.
Okay. So being in Ready, where were you? What's the timeline with your current role at Flanner House? How were you able to apply what you learned in both courses or
Sure.
both programs?
I mean, I think it's important to know that I don't come from any real estate background at all. When I was a younger boy, I wanted to be an architect. And that was, the child who knows no bounds or limitations. But once you start getting into the real spaces of your life, you need to be supported in your dreams. I don't feel like I was. I got afraid of math, and I didn't really feel like I can't be an architect because you got to do physics and calculations and stuff, and that's just beyond me. So I never pursued it. But working at Flanner House was the pivot point that changed everything for me, because the executive director and CEO, Brandon Cosby at the time, heard me mention that dream to be an architect and told me, I can't teach you how to do that, but I can put you in the rooms where you can learn. And so from that conversation and being able to be a part of Flanner House and help it grow its mission in home ownership and property ownership and development and changing the face of the corridor on MLK, I was able to be a part of all these different development curriculum programs, cohorts, from Jumpstart and Ready, and I got into grad school to learn the finances and business acumen components. So now I'm able to put them all together in a lot more of an efficient manner than ever, and it's only been 3 years. So 3 years ago, I'd never renovated a thing. But now I'm 5 renovations in, going back over somebody else's work. I'm 6 new construction homes in, working with the different partners that it takes to pull all that off. And I don't do it by myself, but I at least know the vocabulary and how to communicate what the intentions and the desires of the project are, so that what we see happen in real life is very close to, if not exactly what we thought it would be when it was just in its imaginary phase. And it takes brain power and writing and contracts and agreements and budgets in order to make those things happen. And now I feel like I can do that a lot more clearly.
Wow. So I know that Flanner House does a lot more than housing.
Man.
Like, shout out to Flanner House. If you ever talk about like a model for Black empowerment, Black economic development, Flanner House is definitely it. Beyond housing, can you walk us through how Morningstar and Center for Working Families, how that all comes together?
Yeah, so Morningstar is our mental health, we call it Afrocentric Wellness Center. And it was a vision from some folks, and Brandon Cosby and Buana Clements and some others, who wanted to create a space to where Black folks weren't afraid to talk and heal and work through the things that are difficult in life. Because if we continue to be trapped and imprisoned in our minds on what holds us back, all of the dreams and aspirations and hopes that we want to see for our children and our kids and ourselves are less likely to happen. But if you can have the hard conversations and work through hard things, one hard thing might not be too different from another hard thing. And if you make a pattern of being able to address challenges and overcome, problem solve, be solutions focused, you tend to be able to do that in other sectors in life too. So the Center for Working Families at Flanner House has some relationship managers who walk through clients for 5 years across their life and walk people through what is your current state of being.
Yep.
Whether you're just recently coming out of incarceration, or you have children and you don't know how to do parenting, or whatever it is, so that on the other side of coming and talking and working through things, you can have these markers for when your life is getting better across these years. Financial pieces, everybody's not good with money. Money comes in, and sometimes we don't even know where it's at by the end of the month.
I literally just had this conversation.
So having a coach is pretty important. I mean, my life was changed also when I heard LeBron James say, "Even I have a coach." we look at these GOATs across all these different industries, whether it be sports and entertainment and acting and blah, blah, blah. All of them have a coach. We get the benefit of seeing the final project, the result, the game, the movie, the video game. But the development part is everything behind the scenes that was happening before the camera started rolling, or before the whistle blew. Coaches are essential for that part because we can't do anything by ourselves. We shouldn't. And that's where the whole spirit of cooperative economics comes from, is that for the purposes of being able to revitalize the Black community, it's pretty unreasonable to believe that we should be able to do it alone. But a rising tide raises all boats. It's what the Urban League believes. And if we can get more people to buy into that mindset and celebrate and collaborate with one another, there's really no telling how we can transform our own world and our own lives for ourselves.
This episode is brought to you by Edna Martin CBDO LLC, powered by Edna Martin Christian Center's Homes program, helping families in Martindale Brightwood secure housing, build wealth, and grow strong communities. From homeownership training and down payment assistance to maintenance education and estate planning, Homes is your one-stop hub for sustainable living and generational success. Ready to own your future? Contact Immanuel Ivey at ivey@ednamartincc.org and take the first step toward your new beginning. Edna Martin CBDO LLC. Building homes, creating opportunities, and changing lives. I'm thinking about the community, right? So my family is over there, has been over there, different parts of my family. Someone wants to get connected to Morningstar. They want to get connected to Center for Working Families. Can you look in the camera and tell them how?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
One of the things that we started to do, Flanner House is 127 years old in 2025. That's old. But if you look at history, throughout the history of Flanner House, it's always served the Black community and the least of these, if you're familiar with scripture like that. Because people need help. There's any given day, someone's personal real life situation might not be the best it'll ever be. But how do you go from where you are, that might not be the best, to the thing in your mind that could be the best? Steps and actions have to occur to get there. And there's a team of people and a community of people who for 127 years have been encouraging and motivating people to be able to do it for themselves. So Flanner House today and always in the past, if you look at the records, has operated a food component. You should be able to know where your food comes from, because then you can feed yourself if something happens. There's been a housing component. There's been an education component. There's been a health component across 127 years. We live today and we get to see these logos of the Center for Working Families and Flanner House and Morningstar, Flanner Farms, Cleo's Bodega and Cafe, right?
So always doing the work, it just looks...
It looks different.
It's called something different.
Called something different. It looks different. It's more sophisticated probably than it maybe was 25, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
But it's still the same thing.
I love it. I mean, you go over to Flanner House, you have the bodega, you have I'll go out there, I shut them down sometimes until 5:30. You can be out there, you can be inside until 5:30, but then you have the patio, and then I go and get my nephew from the daycare, from the child care.
Love to see it.
Yeah, and you have the Ujamaa, the bookstore. It's a whole vibe, everything that
But if you think about it, it's not too different from our own individual house. And I said it like this, called Flanner House, but I'm a heady person, you know. If you have a house, you have a kitchen in your house, Cleo's Bodega, Flanner Farms, your food. Some houses have a nursery or like a kid's playroom. We've got a child development center. Some houses have a library or a place where you store your books, your tchotchkes, and the things that you like to collect from around the world on your travels. Ujamaa Community Bookstore.
Yeah.
Some houses have a front porch where you talk to your grandmother. Morning Star Mental Health Center.
Yeah. I love Morningstar. And just every part, when you walk in that space, it feels welcoming. It feels warm. Even the offices, they don't look like offices. It looks
Right.
like a home, the basement where just the music, it feels good.
So how
over
do you
there.
get into a house? The front door.
Uh-huh.
The front door of Flanner House is on 2424 Dr. Martin Luther King Street. Walk in, talk to the receptionist, tell Miss Connie what's going on, and we'll put you in the right room of the house.
Yeah.
Super simple.
So you mentioned that there's 5 homes that you've built. Then you said the additional 6
Yeah.
remodel, or was that?
So me and my responsibilities and what I've been able to do since being there pales in comparison to what's been happening for all this time. So there's a bunch of houses near Crispus Attucks Middle School, High School, right across the street almost. All, if not the majority of those, were built by folks because of Flanner House intervention that many years ago. You had soldiers coming back from the war, and they used their GI Bill to be able to buy the materials to build their own houses for themselves in a neighborhood that they wanted to be in, next to a black school where they wanted to send their kids, right? And Flanner House was all involved in that. As a matter of fact, it's called Flanner House Homes. The neighborhood is. And we have to pay respect to that because the houses are still there.
Yeah.
Crispus Attucks is still there. The blackness of the near west side of the Indianapolis still has threads. The Walker
Threads.
Theater is down there.
Yeah.
The Urban League is down there. Ransom Place Homes is right there. Crispus Attucks is there. Flanner House Homes is there. Flanner House is there, right? And so we have to remember that we have spaces that people set up in motion way before we were born.
Yeah.
And they're for us still today. We would do best to take care of them because they are for us. They always were. And enhance them so that our kids can still benefit from them being exactly like they were created and for whom they were created. Not to say nobody else is welcome, but control is a very important part of this conversation.
2 questions. Someone who wants to be a homeowner, how do they get connected? And then the second question is someone who's in the neighborhood who needs support. Like, how do you all support?
All through the front door. You know, Flanner House has been this really tremendous operation with a lot of people on staff. The organization experienced some explosive growth during the current tenure of the executive director and CEO. There were probably less than 20 employees about 8 or 9 years ago when he started. And there's almost 140 now. That's not very common. You don't see organizations growing that fast.
What is that, 5X?
Yes.
6X?
5 to 6X.
Wow.
In terms of personnel and budget and scale of what we're doing. I was really impressed to hear that throughout all this, we've developed some really cool relationships with banks. We're talking about community development. There was no bank anywhere for about 2.5 square miles. A bank is an important place for us because it's where you hold your money. It's where lending happens to be able to grow your businesses, get your home, because we don't have the capital right now.
Yeah.
Somebody else does, but how do you get to them? Who do you talk to?
Yeah.
What paperwork do you sign? There was nothing. So in the tenure of the current team, we've attracted several new institutions who say, we finally get it. that area actually is really cool and important and doing some amazing things. Let's figure out how to be permanently based over there. So now we're talking about revitalizing a bank branch or more. Those conversations weren't happening 10 years ago because the last bank, I think, left over 20 years ago.
That was behind the 88 Chase.
It used to be a Bank One.
Bank One.
And then Chase.
Okay.
Gone. Vacant still to this day.
Vacant. You all went through the Vacant to Vibrant process. Can you tell us what that was?
My God.
You made it.
We did, but it was really dope.
What is Vacant to Vibrant?
It was an initiative from the city of Indianapolis that used some federal dollars to be able to address the issue of blight in neighborhoods. Blight being dilapidated, boarded up houses or empty lots with just grass. It's land, it's valuable. We have a lot of people in homelessness or in underhoused situations that could be addressed. We just need a new house. We need something there for people to buy and live in it. But unfortunately, in this zip code, the concentration of those lots that were boarded up or empty was pretty high. And so the city smartly identified several areas across Indianapolis and said, let's do a couple of things with the money. Let's address the blight and let's put something into it so that a change can happen. So they put out this call for different neighborhoods, associations, developers, companies to be able to do something about it and put a house there that's affordable for people to be able to buy at various income levels. Everybody's not rich. And rich is also very subjective. But in Marion County, the average median income or area median income is about $50,000-ish, $52,000 a year for a family, a household.
Or four.
Two, four, the numbers vary. But the difference maker is that in Carmel, the AMI, area median income, is about $102,000. It's a really big difference when you have to pay rent or pay a mortgage. That means down here, people's budgets, if they're not making more than $50,000, $60,000, can be pretty strapped, pretty tight. It could be the same in Carmel too, depending on how people live and how much things cost. But because of the city's intervention, Flanner House was able to secure 6 properties in the area that's close to Flanner House and $600,000 to be able to do something with them. So we worked with a number of different partners, and long story short, we were able to work with Volumod to build 6 modular homes to put in these areas so that 6 new families who want to buy a house and live over there can do it without going broke.
Are those houses already accounted for? Do we have homeowners in them?
There's, most of them are. We still have got 2 more to solve.
Okay.
And we're working with the lenders and getting them through the financial coaching part of it so that they're actually ready to buy, so that everyone knows you're going to be okay. When you pull this trigger, it's going to be expensive. Can you handle it? If everybody feels like it's a yes, welcome to being a homeowner.
Welcome to your new home. Have you heard that commercial? It was like, I'm not a homeowner yet. Yes, you are.
Yes, you are. And here's everything that comes with it. But, all of us need a place to live every day.
Yeah.
So we should be able to help each other get there.
What's your power plug? So the one principle that powers everything that you do.
Action or honesty. And they're kind of neck and neck in my head.
Okay.
Because I think in the world of development, a lot of things can go wrong. And we've seen some examples of it, and I don't have to name them, but many people have experienced some hardship because somebody didn't tell the truth. Or something changed along the way that people didn't know about. And the result is catastrophic, or can be. And that doesn't matter what city you live in. There's a lot of folks throughout time who have had bad issues come just from not being transparent. We should be, because we're talking about something really important and really permanent. A structure will be there probably after I die. And I think that's really important for cooperative economics because you're not working by yourself. If other people are involved, we all should know what's happening because we all want the same end result. We're in a beautiful space right now. A lot of hands touched it to get to this point. Imagine if the person in charge 8 years ago, whatever it was, wasn't being honest or legit about the money. Would we be in here? Maybe, but not without strife. And I think that we need to enter into a space where if we're going to work together, we do it fairly, freely, cooperatively.
So your one principle is it's between action and honesty. It sounds like cooperative.
I mean, but I think they all go together. That's just where I'm at.
It's a triangle.
That's where I'm at. I don't think any of the big successes that Flanner House has seen or that I've seen elsewhere can happen without everybody on the team working together.
Yeah. What's the best way to get connected to Flanner House?
The best way is to call or come to the front door. And those first conversations will really set the tone. If you're needing something, if you're in a spot in your life where you have some trouble, or if you're having success and you want to celebrate it, Flanner House has spaces for events as well. I've seen repasses for funerals. I've seen baby showers, author talks in the bookstore. You know what I mean? So it's a house for us to be able to be our best selves. And if we think about it like that, you're always welcome in the front door. Come holler at us.
Oh, I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Brent, again, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. Remember, build something bigger than yourself. When we build together, we grow together.